Peace, family. Here we are, reached the climactic conclusion of the Olympics. And, this is a somber time for me because as a self proclaimed leader of my people, I want to see our people prosper. And watching black people compete in the Olympics while our people are being persecuted in the streets of America. This Olympics shines on the ignorance of black people. And this is exactly why we don't have none of the things that we have marched, protested, demonstrated for, voted and campaigned for, hoped and prayed for. This is why we don't have it. Because while America is denying us the basic essential needs that could uplift our people, we got black people competing for this country, talking about how great and proud they are to represent this country. If you're going to compete and show the world that this is the greatest country on earth and you have the greatest athletes on earth, and they giving your people nothing, what's their motivation to give you anything now? If you're doing this for a country that has black people last in every statistical category that governs over our quality of life, you're the least hired, you're the least paid, you're the least promoted, you're the most prosecuted people on the planet. Your prison sentence is twice as what anybody else's is. And if you Negroes is competing in the Olympics to win gold for this country, and your people are last, what's their motivation to give you anything? This is why, because no matter what these Negroes complain about, they're going to show up at the Olympics. And you tied with the most for 40 gold medals. And even now, right before I did this video, they're talking about taking the bronze medal away from one of the athletes, all because they claimed that her coach was 4 seconds too late in disputing the score. So for all the sacrifice, all the hard work, the dedication, the concentration, now 4 seconds. And the ceremony is over. And then you wait until after the Olympics to say she have to give the bronze medal back to some other person. So now, if the coach can be penalized for being 4 seconds too late and making this complaint, and then they switched they gave the girl the bronze medal. How do you make a decision to take the bronze medal away from this chick after the Olympics have closed? And now she got to ship it to somebody else. And this is the country that you going to represent. So when you win gold medal, bronze medal, silver medal, and you running around with the flag of the United States, wrapping your body, the flag around your body, and then know that after the Olympics is over with, some technicality can take all that away from you. So all the tears you shed, all the emotions that you didn't display was for what? Nothing. It should be 4 medals you should be able to compete for. And one is for stupidity. And that's for every last one of you athletes that's black, that's competing for this country while your people are last. So for the gold, the silver, the bronze, it should be a platinum medal for ignorance. And you Negroes will still get in there and try to compete for it. And reminds me of this girl that did a video on Instagram. She was in the military. And she was talking about the people, talking about some people, always questioning why I joined the military, but I'm like this. If you're so unhappy here, you can go live anywhere. But you choose to stay. So, my mother and father, they didn't have nothing. I didn't have nothing. So I chose to go to the military. And I'm going to be retired in a couple of months. And I won't even be 40 years old. But y'all could go anywhere. And then now that you done retired, and you ain't been retired 2 weeks, and you see this Sonia Massey case pop up on your TV screen. Now here you are talking about how you don't normally do content like this. But when you seen this Sonia Massey execution in her own home by the police, now that compelled you to get on here and make a video because you saw yourself in Sonia Massey's position. All I could see was myself. That could have been me. This is what she's saying. This is what she's saying. But just a few months ago, you was mocking the people who were saying, questioning why you go fight for this country. And you sat there and said that we were stupid because we could go anywhere, but we choose to stay. Well, if you're a fighter and you wanted to defend the country, why don't you defend the country that's representing your people? Why don't you defend the country that's doing something by your people? How you ain't even been retired 2 weeks. And even before then, she was making a video talking about how they was about to punish somebody because of the texture of their hair. The texture, and you still facing this nonsense in the military. This is why black people don't have the essential, basic necessities. Quality education, clean water, healthy, nutritious food, health care. These are basic essentials. And we can't even get that. Why? Because you got Negroes competing in the Olympics, struggling to, and then you got these fools joining the military, fighting to defend the country that's oppressing your people. And you want to sit up, and this is what you come home to. And she has a beautiful home, car, not everything. But then when you come home and see the real world, what you've been defending, now look at you. And let you know that you out here defending these people that's doing this to your people. You ain't even been home 2 weeks. You know, all this nonsense, it reminds me of a movie, I think it's Dreamcatcher or whatever it was, one of them Nightmare on Elm Street movies, where on this movie was when the children that went to sleep, they learned how to tap into their secret powers in their dreams, and they could actually fight Freddy Krueger. And there was just one particular guy, he was in a wheelchair. And he discovered he was the wizard master, very powerful in his dreams. And he was kicking Freddy Krueger's butt. And as he stood over Freddy Krueger, joyful in his victory, Freddy Krueger looked up at him and said, just remember, when you wake up, it's back in the saddle again. You going back in the chair because he was paraplegic, needed a wheelchair to get around. But in his dreams, he didn't need none of that. You Negroes are the wizard masters. And these Olympics in the military is your dream. You heralded, you praise, you are loved and respected, but only in your dreams, only while you compete and fight for this country. But the second you wake up and find yourself in the real world, you right back in that chair again, struggling just to get around from one place to the other. It's time for black people to wake up and pull this dream world into our real world and do for ourselves. This, like I said, if there's a medal for being ignorant, you Negroes will still compete to try to win that.